Liberal Dan Radio presents
Fat Man Rant!
Is the extremist leftists, like the Young Turks, and the people who are fans of the Young Turks will be like, they're both the same, man, both the parties are the same, and Biden and Trump are the same, and we can't... No, they're not the same. And what's going on in Texas proves, and what's going on in Ohio proves that they're not the same, that there's such vast differences between the two parties, especially on issues of body autonomy, that you cannot risk allowing the Republican Party to gain any more power, because you've seen what they did once Donald Trump was in office. Y'all, the extremist leftists who refused to vote for Hillary Clinton, you refused to vote for Hillary Clinton in Michigan, in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania. Y'all refused to vote for her, allowing Donald Trump to get in. She didn't earn my vote. Shut up. The people who deserved your vote were the people who were going to be harmed by the Donald Trump presidency. The Muslims that he threatened to ban from entering the country, which included Muslim citizens who would be affected by the ban. The people who would be affected by a Donald Trump pregnancy, people who would get pregnant who needed to get an abortion. When Roe versus Wade would be threatened, oh, that's not going to go down, that's not going to crumble. Bullshit. We all know that was a threat. Nobody wanted to listen that Donald Trump could name 3 Supreme Court justices, but guess what he did? He named 3 Supreme Court justices. You cannot let the Republican Party get any more power in this country. I don't care what you think about Joe Biden. I don't care what you think about Joe Biden. You think Joe Biden is too far to the right? You think Joe Biden is a scumbag? I don't care. If he's the only person who has the polling available to beat Donald Trump, and you live in a state that matters, get the F out there and vote for Joe Biden. And get the F out there and vote for the people who are going to be in Congress and going to be in the Senate, who are going to pass laws. And get out there in your state legislatures and kick these Republicans out. And you have to do so en masse, because by being lazy and lackadaisical and not coming out and voting in every single damn election, not realizing that Republicans are horrible in off-year elections too, you've allowed the Republicans to gerrymander themselves into power. And in some states, the Democrats have been able to retake some of that power, but you need to do it in more states. Because look at what's happening in Texas now. Now you have people who need abortions who have to flee the damn state. Because if they don't, they're going to risk being infertile. Because you have people in charge who don't trust science, who don't trust doctors. These bans are so extreme and so cruel that I have conservative callers who call my show who are like, yeah, these bans are too much. They've gone too far. And the only reason that they've been allowed to go this far is because you extreme leftists allowed them to, because you would allow Donald Trump to win. And you're going to let him do it again. And you're going to allow him to do it again after he's told you he wants to be a dictator. How dumb are you? How freaking dumb are you? Oh, I can't vote for him. I don't like how he's handling the Israel argument. Do you think Donald Trump would handle the Israel situation any better? Donald Trump would applaud Netanyahu as he carpet bombed Gaza into non-existence. Donald Trump would happily see the Palestinians just be decimated by Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu is a Donald Trump wannabe. You don't help the Palestinian people by electing Trump. You don't help this country move leftward by getting Donald Trump in office. Or by sitting around and voting for some third-party candidate who's never going to win. oh, we're going to teach the Democrats a lesson by... No, you don't teach Democrats a lesson by tearing this country to the ground and harming marginalized and oppressed people. And as a Jewish person, I'm speaking as somebody who risks being marginalized and oppressed every day because you have people who are in leadership positions at Harvard who think that it's, depends on the context as to whether it's okay or not to say that, whether or not you should ethnically cleanse Jews. Stop it already. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. The young Turks types just whining and complaining, and then come October when it's clear that the only person who can win is Joe Biden, some of them are going to be like, oh, well, maybe we need to vote for Joe Biden. But at that point, it might be too late. You need to stand up now and say no more. You need to stand up and fight against this Republican tyranny now. You cannot cede an inch of power to these people anymore. Any more power and it's done. Look, we've seen what they're doing in Texas with the abortion. We've seen what they're doing in Ohio. In Ohio, with the woman who is being put up on charges for having a miscarriage. And why did she have a miscarriage in the toilet? Because even though they passed a constitutional amendment protecting abortion rights, it wasn't in effect when she was miscarrying, so the hospital couldn't perform a procedure to handle her miscarriage because her pregnancy hadn't miscarried fully yet. There was still a heartbeat going on, so they couldn't do anything, so she had to be sent home. And now she's being charged with damaging a fetus or a corpse because she delivered the dead fetus into her toilet. But Republicans and Democrats are the same. No, shut up. They're not. And yeah, I'm getting riled up. And you should be too. You should look at Texas and be riled up. Louisiana has the same law. And if it happens when it happens in Louisiana, you should be riled up. You should be riled up about all this crap. You should look at Donald Trump saying he wants to be a dictator. And you should be riled up and say, no, we are not going to let this happen. But instead, you're going to whine and bitch and moan as both parties are the same, man. No, shut up. Put on your adult pants. Grow up. Look at the real situation. Get out there. Stop tyranny from happening. And then maybe we can discuss, improving what's going on within the Democratic Party. If you want to move the Democratic Party to the left, elect more Congress people who are to the left. Because I want to see Congress move to the left. I'm a pragmatic progressive. I want universal health care. I want Medicare for all. I want universal basic income. I want to spend less money on policing and more money to prevent things that require policing to happen, which many people label as defunding the police. I want many of those things that other leftists and progressives want to see. But I'm not willing to sacrifice the country to do it. I'm not willing to sit here and let this country die because I don't like every single decision that Joe Biden has made. And I'm going to sit here and applaud the decisions that Joe Biden has done, like on student loans. He's helped lots of people on student loans, and he's going to help more. But y'all are going to bury your heads in the sand and ignore what's going on in Texas and ignore what's going on in Ohio and be spoiled little children. And it's getting ridiculous, and y'all need to stop.